This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Well, a cold front moved through this afternoon, and that is driving in much cooler air. The humidity dropping as well, feels way more comfortable outside. Rain coming to an end. We had a few showers earlier, but that front pushing all of that out of our area for now. But more storms expected tomorrow. Look at the temperatures here. Back down to the mid-60s now in Champaign. Tomorrow, we're only going to make it into the mid and upper 70s for highs. But there's another round of storms set to move in. We're going to monitor the potential for maybe some severe weather this time tomorrow night. We'll talk about that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Champaign's police chief will be stepping down from the job. We take a look back at his career. Plus, Congresswoman Mary Miller is getting some help campaigning in Illinois. Which controversial member of Congress stood by her side tonight? And it's been more than a year since they floated in the sky, but balloons will soon be flying over Vermilion.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Bittersweet. Bittersweet is the word I'm using.
It's a decision of mixed feelings for one police chief as he's preparing to step down for good. Good evening. I'm Jessica Coons. Champaign Police Chief Anthony COBB announced he's resigning. Over the years, he has served at 2 different police departments, served on many boards, and volunteered a lot of his time to the community. WCIA 3's Bryce Beament joins us. Bryce, Chief COBB has been a public servant in Champaign-Urbana for more than 28 years.
And Chief COBB accepted a position as Deputy Director with the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. And while he says it's bittersweet to leave, he'll be missed by the community.
Introduce Anthony COBB, our new police chief.
It's very exciting, very flattering. Right now, I'm trying to come down a little bit. I got a little bit of time to get ready.
On March 12, 2012, Anthony COBB was sworn in as Champaign Police Chief. 9 years later, he announced his resignation.
It's bittersweet. I've enjoyed my career. I've loved the things I've had the opportunity to learn and deal with to address the citizens I've been able to serve, the individuals I've been able to help.
Chief COBB started at the Urbana Police Department. He served there for 19 years, rising through the ranks as a patrol officer to Assistant Chief of Police, before moving over to Champaign Police Chief.
The Chief Selection Committee for their thorough, professional process and ultimate selection of me. I am blessed and humbled.
During his time as Chief of Police, COBB led his department to create a new form of policing. This included mending police and community relations. In 2018, he signed on to the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police and the NAACP Shared Principles Agreement to bridge the gap of mistrust between communities of color and police.
We're going to work our way through to the point where we're going to be able to synergize and come as one.
Also during his time, Chief COBB updated in-car and body-worn cameras for all officers and spearheaded the Street Crimes Task Force. It's an impressive resume, and when he was being sworn in as Chief of Police, his mom told us she always knew he had it in him.
I told him he could be the President of the United States. You know, I always raised them to strive toward the best, you know, and he's proven it.
Now, after more than 28 years of public service, he'll get to spend more time with his family.
It gives me an opportunity to be a little bit selfish, a little bit more time doing some of the things that are important outside of my professional career. I've had a great career. I'm proud of it and happy with it, and a chance to explore and do something a little bit different, but with a little bit different lens.
City Manager Dorothy Ann David will appoint an acting Chief of Police after Chief COBB leaves. His last day is August 6th. Jess?
All right, Bryce, thank you. Chief COBB worked closely with Champaign County Crime Stoppers over the years. We spoke with the organization's president, who says COBB always supported them.
His support has been extremely beneficial to us. We regret his departure, wish him the very best. I had the good pleasure in knowing Chief somewhat outside of his law enforcement work.
He went on to say he wishes the chief the best on his future endeavors. Community leaders also say Chief COBB's presence will be missed. The NAACP Champaign County branch president says he's made a big difference in the community.
He genuinely cares about his community and the people in it. He welcomed the input from the NAACP, and he was always willing to sit down and try and work out solutions community solutions to the problems that we're having.
Now, Cobb is the second police chief to announce his departure this week. Decatur Chief Jim Getz announced yesterday he was going to retire. Springfield Police Chief Kenny Winslow wishes them both the best and says it's natural for people in their positions to reevaluate their careers after several years. Winslow himself also debated leaving Springfield earlier this year for a different job, but ultimately decided to stay. He says Champaign and Decatur's departments are going to lose the stability that comes with having somebody in that position for a long time.
You lose that experience. You know, we've been through challenging times over the last 5 or 6 years in law enforcement, you know, really since 2014, Ferguson effect. You know, it's been a challenging time for law enforcement, you know.
Champaign City Manager says an interim chief will be named before Cobb's last day in August. She hopes to have a permanent chief by the end of this year, and an interim chief for the Decatur Police Department will be named next week. Other news tonight, Urbana police are investigating a sexual assault. They say a woman woke up this morning and saw an unknown man in her bedroom. This happened after 2 a.m. on Villa Lane near Vine Street in Urbana. Investigators say the suspect got in through an unlocked door and put a metal object to her head, telling her not to scream. State police are helping with that investigation. We have an update from 6 on a search for a group of inmates. 4 from Fulton County broke out of jail. 2 have now been captured. Eugene Rhodes and Jesse Davis are now in custody. They were found near Farmington. This is after people spotted the inmates in that area this afternoon. Crews have finished searching for the night, and authorities believe the other 2 missing inmates are no longer near Farmington. The sheriff says the group escaped overnight, and they are considered armed and dangerous. Congresswoman Mary Miller held a fundraiser tonight in Effingham. The keynote speaker was Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Greene filed articles of impeachment against President Biden on his second day in office and has drawn widespread rebuke for many of her controversial comments about Nazis and the Holocaust. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Effingham, where that fundraiser just wrapped up. So, Mark, break down what happened tonight.
Jessica, if you pay much attention to Washington politics by now, you've probably heard that name, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tonight on stage, the Georgia freshman congresswoman relishing a bit in her newfound celebrity and her nickname MTG. She presented herself as a bit of the counterforce to AOC, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, saying she's a patriot who would save America from socialism. She and Mary Miller have both noted how much attention they've gotten in media coverage for invoking Hitler, or for comparing Democrats to Nazis, or wearing a mask during a pandemic to the Holocaust. But beyond just the shocking or offensive comments, we came here tonight to do 3 things. To talk to voters to find what they see in these candidates, these representatives, to question Miller and Greene, to interview them, and to listen for any substance in their speeches, to define what their policies, their ideas are. Aside from listing grievances about transgender people or critical race theory and denying the outcome of the 2020 election, Greene only listed 2 bills in Congress, her bills to fire Dr. Anthony Fauci and to object to vaccines.
It gives you permission to tell Biden's little posse that's going to show up at your door, you know, that intimidate you. They probably work for Antifa by night, and then they come and intimidate you to take the vaccine by day. Well, you get to tell them to get the hell off of your lawn.
We didn't expect what would happen next. We were trying to find the 2 members of Congress, and a man in his 70s approached us with news clippings from years ago. He says he overcame polio. And we asked him, what do you think about vaccines? He says he loves them. He encourages his neighbors to take those vaccines, even though he says he agrees with the politics in this room. He just disagreed with that on public health issues. We also came here hoping to ask Representative Miller, what's her plan to represent this district? This is the district home to counties with the highest unemployment rates in Illinois. It's been that way since before the pandemic. We asked her why she would decline to apply for federal funds for projects across this district, the only member of Congress in Illinois to do so. We had a list of questions we had hoped to ask her. They wouldn't agree to an interview. Reporting in Effingham, Mark Maxwell.
Mark, thank you. We have a follow-up for you tonight. If you've been vaccinated for COVID, you could win some big money. The first drawing in Illinois' vaccine lottery took place today. The $1 million winner was from Chicago. 3 vaccinated young people won $150,000 scholarships. They were also from up north. This week's drawing is just one of several as part of the state's incentive program to encourage people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. He was a highly decorated Illinois coach. How his former players are remembering him after his death. Plus, events are slowly coming back after the pandemic, and this one has people looking to the sky. Kevin, they're trying to get in balloons over Vermilion this weekend.
Yeah.
What have you got for us?
Well, tonight, no luck, too windy. Tomorrow, best chance, but still, there could be some rain getting close. Saturday, probably not going to happen at all. So, a lot of weather here. Still a lot of activities going on across the area. We got lucky last weekend with all the fireworks, so maybe that's the trade-off. We're going to talk about what to expect when we come back, but a recap today showing you 83 and 70. Highs and lows running below normal. Coming back at you. Severe storms also a possibility. We'll talk about the wet weekend and how long some of these cooler temperatures may stick around. Coming up.